CMMC is probably that on steroids. I mean,
Well,
it's
there's so many
it's on gear
frameworks.
with Adderall.
This episode is made possible by OIT VoIP. Find your best-in-class revenue generation for MSPs all over the world. Learn more via the link in the show notes.
Good morning and welcome to the November 5th episode of MSP Dispatch, your source for news, community events, and commentary in the MSP channel. I'm Orsini and joined once again by my co-host, Mr. One and Only, Tony, the Tank Top Francisco. How you doing, Tony?
I am good, brother. I am good.
Tony, did you know we got some feedback? Our community feedback on the YouTubes, WLONS Dale 1. W. Lonsdale? Yeah, one. That's easy enough. Says on the YouTubes, get rid of HIPAA. What a scam. You know what's one of my guilty pleasures every morning with my coffee? It is the only full sugar thing that I eat ever. One of those with my coffee every morning is just my happy place. You know what else is my guilty pleasure? The news.
Me too. Let's get into the news.
Let's do it. In my first story, enables helping MSPs and MSSPs comply with CMMC 2.0 in a story written by Jeffrey Burt for Channel E2E. Enables introducing compliance tools to help MSPs and MSSPs meet new cybersecurity standards, including the Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification 2.0. Created by the U.S. Department of Defense, CMMC safeguards sensitive data shared with contractors. It features 3 compliance levels and permits some self-assessments for lower levels, aligning with NIST standards. Enables initiatives support MSPs globally by addressing frameworks in the US, EU, and Australia, while providing training and compliance tools to build a secure, compliant ecosystem for both MSPs and their clients. Companies like ConnectWise and Lazarus Alliance also offer similar compliance support. CMMC is probably that on steroids. I mean, it's on gear with Adderall with some NOS and Red Bull mixed in, right?
I just think it's so ironic that the CMMC, which is the Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification, is maturing to 2.0. When is that maturity going to reach what I consider to be an overall global standard? And is this maturity rate one of two things? The acknowledgement that it is not matured enough, or that it is now moving towards something much larger? I don't know the answer to that question. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, CMMC 2.0 was released around the time of Aquaman and the Lost World. It's December 2023. It's been about a year, or we're rounding a year next month. I think our maturity will reach peak when we stop reporting on CVEs by Fortinet on a weekly basis, and nobody's using LastPass anymore, and MFA is turned on universally, and SSO tax doesn't exist anymore, because these are the foundational things that just you need to be secure and effective.
I think that the maturity that we anticipate to come out is nothing more than hope. And hope is not a good strategy. So I would strongly encourage everyone out there to explore other frameworks in addition to the CMMC framework. But CMMC, as it exists today, has a long way to go. And choosing that framework is a journey for everyone.
MSPs, if you have an opinion, and we know you do, I can't wait for the CMMC as a scam. Let us know in the comments. Let us know on our Discord. But for now, Tony, you're going to tell us about a different kind of hub?
Yes. Cisco says DevHub site leak won't enable future breaches. In a story from bleepingcomputer.com, Cisco has responded to concerns about a recent leak involving its DevHub site, stating that the non-public files accessed by a threat actor do not pose a risk for future breaches. The leaked documents contained information primarily intended for customers and other DevHub users, along with some files belonging to a limited number of CX professional services customers. Cisco has directly notified affected customers and assured that it has not found any exploitable information that could compromise its production environments. After addressing the misconfiguration that allowed the leak, Cisco restored the public access to the DevHub site and confirmed that no financial or personal data was exposed. However, The threat actor, Intel Broker, claimed to have accessed other sensitive information through an exposed API token. You and I have talked about this since day one, about when an exploit has been acknowledged and researched. It's not, hey, we've been exploited, we took care of it. That is the tip of the iceberg. If you find where I am hidden, it's because I want you to find that, which tells me you are now looking. The secondary and tertiary locations, however, not only are going to be extraordinarily hidden, but they will now be mobile and syndicated among multiple locations. That being said, there are ways to modularize your security to contain the blast radius, but securing everything at the front line of defense is critical. Is Cisco the next LastPass?
I don't think so, only because Cisco has an insane amount of global customers that are super highly regulated, magnitudes more than LastPass ever will. Much like the CrowdStrike thing, where Delta's going after them and they're suffering other lawsuits, I don't think Cisco would put themselves in that position. I do like that Cisco shut it down immediately. That was their first response, shut down DevHub and limit access while they did their investigation. I'm actually really happy with how they responded. Not to Intel Broker, but I'm happy how they handled it once it was all public. Tony, did they miss any steps?
If we look at this from a double-edged sword perspective, where Cisco has not only done an exceptional job on the response of an exploit, but the other side of that is they are a huge magnet for exploits. I kind of feel that there is an eventual or imminent public response that's going to be required. I think Cisco's done a pretty good job on that.
Well, I can think of two ways they could advertise the information far and wide. One, say it on MSP Dispatch. Let us know. We'll get the word out. Two, they can attend one of these upcoming community events. Let's see what we got, Heb.
Some awesome community events are coming up. IT Nation is this week, an in-person event, November 6th through the 8th in Orlando, Florida. I will be there. Ray will be there. Everyone will be there. Channel Pro Live is happening in Los Angeles. That's Channel Pro Live, Los Angeles, an in-person event, November 11th through the 12th in Los Angeles, California.
And with that, that's our November 5th episode of MSP Dispatch, your source for news, community events, and commentary in the MSP channel. From Ray Orsini and Tony Francisco, take care of yourselves and each other.
See everyone. Be safe.
If you found this episode eye-opening, catch more MSP Dispatch at 10 a.m. throughout the week. Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
This has been a broadcast of the MSP Media Network.